Well, hi, Aries. Today we're going to look at October 7th, 2025, and that's the full moon in Aries. So if this reading inspires you today, subscribe, like, and comment below, and tell me what autumn traditions you are doing this year. And I love to read your comments, so keep them coming. But we're going to get back to the reading, and we're going to start with numerology. And the number for that day is the number 8, and it represents power and resilience, karmic cycles, and the mastery of balance between material responsibility and spiritual strength. So for Aries, this number underscores how you direct your firepower. Are you leading with clarity, or are you burning yourself out under too much weight? So you might feel as though life is testing your endurance. Multiple obligations, that could be career deadlines or financial stress, or it could be family responsibilities. And they're pulling you and all your energy. So the number 8 reminds you that true strength isn't in taking on more, but in managing wisely what you already hold. So now let's look at astrology. So the full moon. The full moon, it lights up your first house, there you go, of self, identity, and personal direction, bringing clarity about who you are becoming and how you show up in the world. It's a culmination point for personal growth and a reset for your individuality. So we have the sun is in Libra, your 7th house. That talks about partnerships. And that's opposite the moon that's in Aries, which is your first house, about self. So the axis of self versus others comes into sharp focus. So this full moon pushes you to reclaim your independence while recognizing the role of partnership. So you may realize you've been compromising too much in a relationship and decide to step back into your own authority. Then we have Mercury. And Mercury is in Libra, again, your 7th house. And that's going to talk about communication in relationships. So conversations highlight how you express yourself in partnerships. Balance requires honesty, even if it feels uncomfortable. So you might have an open dialogue with a partner or a colleague about boundaries. Finally saying what's being left unsaid. Here's Venus. Venus is in Virgo, your 6th house. That talks about health, routines, and practical care. So Venus grounds love and value in the practical. Harmony is sustained by the little things you do every day. So you may notice that refining your daily habits, like shared routines with a partner, improves both your well-being and your connections. Here's Mars. Mars is in Cancer, your 4th house. That talks about home and foundations. So emotional intensity in family or home life rises. Mars here asks for action on personal foundations and inner security. So you may take steps to resolve tension at home or make changes in your living space to feel more emotionally supported. Right. All right, so let's talk about the tarot cards and how it influences Aries on that day. So we're going to start with this one, and that is the 10 of Swords. So the 10, nope, that is the 10 of Wands. Okay, the 10 of Wands talks about responsibility and burden and overcommitment. And the 10 of Wands shows the heavy weight you've been carrying. Too many duties, too little help. It's the moment when perseverance starts feeling like pressure. So you might be buried under deadlines at work while also taking on family obligations. So this card asks, are all these responsibilities truly yours to carry? So here's the advice. Put down what isn't necessary. Simplify. Strength is not about dragging the heaviest load, but knowing when to share or to release it. The second card was the high cameras. Man, the Eight of Swords. Here's the swords. The Eight of Swords talks about restriction and mental traps and feeling stuck. So this card represents the invisible cage. It's fear and doubt or limiting beliefs that make you feel immobilized. Yet the swords don't truly confine you, they only appear to. So you may feel like a career path or a financial situation or a relationship dynamic has left you powerless. And the Eight of Swords reminds you that your mind is the lock and also the key. So challenge the idea that you're cornered. The way forward may not be easy, but it is available the moment you release fear. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles talks about balance and flexibility and juggling demands. So the Two of Pentacles is the dance of dual priorities. It's managing competing responsibilities with flow instead of rigidity. It reminds you that balance is not about stillness, but movement. So you might be juggling financial planning with career demands or balancing family commitments with personal goals. And this card urges you to keep moving with rhythm, not resistance. Here's the advice. Adapt. Prioritize. Don't aim for perfect control. Balance is about the ability to shift gracefully when life asks you to. Pretty cards, honestly. All right, so now we're going to look at how this day affects Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So Aries, Sun, the spotlight is on your identity and personal goals. So you may feel a surge of clarity about where you've been carrying too much. Like, honestly, that's your whole reading. So, for example, you might decide to let go of an extra responsibility at work so you can focus on what truly matters to your growth. And then Aries Moon. Emotional patterns of overcommitment and self-limitation surface. This is a chance to release guilt and reclaim your emotional freedom. So you may realize you've been emotionally stuck in a family pattern and take steps to establish healthier boundaries. And Aries Rising. Your outward life shifts as others see you stepping into new independence. Balance between inner obligations and outer presence is key. So you may show up confidently in a public role or project while quietly restructuring the responsibilities that support it. So here's a summary of what this day means to you, Aries. So this full moon in Aries is a mirror showing where you've taken on too much, right here, where your mind convinces you you're stuck, right here, and where life demands balance through adaptability, right here. It's a release point, clarity about what no longer belongs to you, and courage to move differently. So here's the real life takeaway. Let go of the weight that isn't yours, right here. Release mental patterns that convince you you're trapped. And balance is movement. What is that noise? It's a motorbike. That's probably going to stay in. So balance is movement. So stay flexible, not rigid. Here's the advice for Aries on this day. Step into this full moon with the courage to shed burdens. Challenge false limits and embrace balance as a living rhythm. Your fire shines brightest when you move freely, not when you carry the world on your back. So thank you, Aries, for being here, and I hope to see you in another reading.